Howdy boys and girls, 6shoot here, and today we're going to do what I usually do, a book haul. This is just not everything I bought since you last seen me, this is just everything I bought this year, or what I received this year. I do have plans to make other videos other than book hauls. I would like to make a video, hopefully next time, talking about the books I plan to read this year. I've got a little notebook down here where I've written them all down. You can have a sneak preview, not that you'll be able to read it because my handwriting's absolutely terrible, but you can see that I've crossed off a brand novel there called Outlaw Breed, which was a good novel, and one I didn't finish. This is a list of books I need to finish because I just didn't get around to finishing them. Coyote Winter by Kincaid. Yeah, so I'll hopefully go through that little list in another video. But for now, just so I can get upload and let people know I'm still alive, still around. I'm just very lazy at making videos. Yeah, we'll get around to that eventually, maybe next week or so. And we'll go through the books I want to read this year and what I've read since the last seen you, which isn't a lot, but I'm not as quick at reading as most people on BookTube, and I have other hobbies, and also I've been struggling with reading recently, but I'm getting better, so we'll get to it. I'm going to say sorry for fidgeting a lot in this video. I'm on the floor for the better lighting because the couch is right in front of the window, and yeah, the lighting would have been terrible. So we're just going to run through these books as I've got a lot to show you. Yeah, so okay, you've got, if I get rid of the glare, Shepherd of Guadalupe by Zane Grey. Oh, that's awful. Awful glare. Picked up The Last Trail as well. Part of the Ohio River trilogy. I haven't read that yet. I did originally have plans to. It's going to be a pain in the ass. But I haven't thought about it for a long time, so maybe if I get all 3 books in the hardback, I might get to it eventually, but don't know. I got this Ranger Lee, very beat up Ranger Lee, but it's a very old Ranger Lee under Robert Hale. Didn't know when you're going to see it. I don't know when I'm going to see this again, so I bought it no matter how bad the copy is. It's all in, the whole book's there, it's all readable, just falling apart. This is Thunder and Hooves anyway. I read a snow novel last year under his pen name Ranger Lee, and I thought it's absolutely fantastic. So I look forward to reading more snow novels. Although his stuff under his actual name, Charles H. Snow, is very hard to come by. I've only got 3 of his. All his pen name stuff is quite easy to find, especially Ranger Lee stuff. So anyway, I'm trying not to ramble so much through this video. I've got a lot to go through. This is the Bells San Juan or San Juan. It's pronounced, J's pronounced the H way. I don't know. I'm guessing San Juan. Jackson Gregory. This is a 1922, was it? I did film this before. I did check it, but yeah, I hate making videos. November 22, this was printed, and dust jacket, although torn and a bit scruffy, still beautiful and intact. Okay, excuse my fidgeting. Oh, Christ almighty, my leg's in pain already. I'm only 4 minutes into this one. Right, got a Jim Bowden, Roaring Valley. It's not a novel of Jim Bowden's I had, and apparently it's signed, but Jim Bowden being a pen name for an author, I can't remember his actual name. Yeah, I don't believe that's authentic, but neither do I care. Just happy to have the book. Got Charles Alden, I always struggle with his name, Charles Alden Seltzer, The Ranchman. I've got 8 of his novels now, which this being the 8th, I think. I haven't got round to him. He's a very classic author. I've not heard anyone talk about him or any of his novels, so I'll have to find out for myself eventually. But that's a lovely dust jacket on a nice copy of the book. Carrying on. Trust me, there's a lot to go through here. There's 2 piles on the table that in front of me and 5 boxes to go through. Hopefully we'll fit it all in. I'm already knackered.
Anyway, got Troubleshooter by Noel Loomis. Try and get rid of that glare. Oh, try and get, you know my videos on quality if you've watched me before. But it's DIY, just do it yourself. I'm not editing, I can't be arsed, I'm very lazy, as you know. The Lead and Cash by Noel Loomis. I'm interested in his book called The Twilighters, which I have. It's not on my list to read this year, but I am very interested in it, and stuff can move around, can't it? So, oh, excuse my fishing again. Oh, bloody hell. Got a Gladwell Richardson that I haven't seen before. Trinker Fingers, sorry. Yeah, beautiful dust jacket. It's very good dust jacket. It's a little torn at the bottom, but fantastic. Yeah, it was actually a really good copy. So glad to have that. Now, these next two books, I don't think were coming in the mail since, well, we originally thought they were lost in the post. Since I ordered these in late November, I think 28th of November last year, and they didn't arrive till February this year, mid-February. Which really annoyed me because one of them I hadn't seen ever before. That was the only time I was seeing it pop up, and the other was just only the second time I've seen it before. And unfortunately, I missed my chance first time I saw it, just by a day or so. So I'm glad they're here finally. And the one I had originally seen before was the Charles Ballou, which is another Snow novel, The Long Trail. Unfortunately, these haven't got synopses. Wright and Brown, the publisher, was awful at putting blurbs, synopsis, whatever you want to call them, summaries. So unfortunately, I don't know what that's about, but hopefully I can find it online. So I did check out this one online recently, just today, see what it's about, and that's the Six Gun Syndicate by Norman A. Fox, which is the one I've never seen before. And Fox novels are really hard to come by, cheaply anyway, in hardback. So very happy that finally arrived. Oh, this is going to be awful. My leg's going to be an absolute pain when I finish this. Sorry for moaning. Anyway, carrying on. Got a Paul Evan Lehman, Cow Kingdom. Another author that's quite rare to find in hardback. And this one popped up. I snatched it as soon as I saw it. Weren't waiting. Good price. Got it. Another author with books that are very hard to come by. And just you got to get them when you see them. Frank C. Robson, Squatters' Rights. What this book's about is a very similar concept that I've read in others. Not to go into too much detail, but it's like, you know, a valley full of ran by outlaws, or a town ran by outlaws. It's a very tropey concept, but a good story trope. The Frank C. Robson that I have got on my list to read this year is Rock Reviewed. This is a very beat up copy, so when I do get to reading it, I'll have to be very gentle. Sorry, take out the camera, but yeah, Rock Reviewed. That's a beautiful copy there as well. Shame it's a bit damaged. Hope I'm not speaking too quick and you're catching everything I say. I know I can mumble a bit, so it is what it is. You can tell me in the comments if I need to slow down. Yeah. Anyway, this is Les Savage Jr.'s The Hide Rustlers. Another author I don't have many by, so I've been trying to pick up more of his stuff when I can find it. Yeah. Quickly grab his other novel that I picked up, The Doctor of Coffin Gap. At Coffin Gap, sorry. But either way, that's another one of his I've picked up recently. Got this Cliff Farrell, Bookhaul. All these art, dust jackets are beautiful artwork, and that I love them. Another author that's quite hard to find in hardback, mostly got his in reprints, is Wayne D. Overholser, and this is Tough Hand. I won't say this is a beat up copy, but the spine's quite stiff, so I don't want any page falling out. Another one I have to be careful reading. Got this Rangerly as well, Ranch in the Canyon. I do have this in the book club edition, but book club editions, from what I have perceived myself, don't have the best quality paper. So I do like to pick up original printings or non-book club editions if I can find them. Bean Collins, this should be a good copy to read. So. Got another Gladwell Richardson, Solitary Slim. This is an immaculate copy, actually. Very good copy, so very happy to have that. Oh, I'm gonna have to get up and get the boxes in a second. Just received this today, The Desert Valley by Jackson Gregory. Unfortunately, no dust jacket, but I've seen a copy with a dust jacket for about $30 plus $20 shipping in the harder edition, but I haven't got the money to spend 50 quid on a book like that. So that'll do for now. If it comes up cheaper, I'll get it with the dust jacket, but for now that'll do. Fortunately, again, no synopsis or summary of the book, and online, all I see is like people guessing what it's about, which is a bit stupid, but I'll read it and find out for myself what it's about. Oh, here we go. We've got one more Gladwell Richardson that I just picked up. The Eagles Outlaw. I did pick this up not knowing if I had this or not, to be honest. I don't believe I have. I've seen it so many times before, so I wasn't sure. But I've definitely got it now if I haven't already. So. And last one before I start opening the boxes is this my last Frank C. Robson book I had? I don't know. But this one I also just got today. This is Hoofbeats in the Night. This is a very beat up jacket, but the artwork's still intact, so that's all good for me. Right, I'm going to pause you here, and I'm going to grab some of the boxes. Right, we're going to jump back and forth here now. Very small box. This is, I had ordered a few Luke shorts from a guy who had quite a few. Some I already had, but he had a few, 6 that I didn't have, or so many. And this was the last 4 to come. Anyway, this is Sold by Starlight, which I had in book club edition. Again, I prefer to have the original copies, or just a different publisher. I mean, publication of the book clubs, because book clubs don't have as good quality paper, it seems, in my eyes. One I didn't have, Bought with a Gun. This sounds absolutely fantastic, as well as Sold by Starlight, which I just checked out the synopses, the summary for it the other day. Then we got Silver Rock. Another great jacket there. It's hard filming yourself on camera, isn't it? Anyway, just carrying on. Got Fiddlefoot, another one I didn't have, so very happy to have those. Bit of a balancing act on my feet now. A lot of this, I think, yeah, all of these are saying grey in this box. I think there's only 2 in this box that I had already. So, but they're better copies, so I'm not going to complain. I got 30,000 on the hoof. I thought it was originally called 30,000 hoofs, but 30,000 on the hoof. Didn't realise that. Anyway, yeah, picked that up. Didn't have it in hardback. Happy to have it in hardback now. I have this copy of Wonder of the Wasteland, but this is a much better copy, so again, happy to have that. Picked up The Fugitive Trail. Not one I had before. Again, most of these I haven't had before. This is Captives of the Desert. The Dude Ranger. Stop blocking my the dust jacket with my hand. The Deerstalker. Rogue River Feud. And then last but not least is
one I've already shown you guys in the previous video, whether it's in the one I've deleted or one or two that I've got up at the moment. Raiders of the Spanish Peaks. I bought this for 20 quid or so in from America anyway. It was a British hardware copy, but I'd spend like 20-25 quid on it from America. And I got this one in the collection with 30,000 on the hoof and Wonder of the Wasteland for, I think, 10 quid. So I got 3 books for 10 quid, and this is a much better copy than the one I have already. So I could have waited, but never mind. Got 2 copies now, so don't bother me. It's always good to have 2 copies. Grab the next box for you now. Right, last 3 boxes now. Let's run through them. So we got Ace of the Diamond Deuce by Chuck Stanley, which I don't have many Chuck Stanleys, and this is a bit of a beat up jacket. Oh, it's still intact. Still good copy of the book, although it seems to have a bit of a warp to it, but never mind. Still readable. Got some more Charles H. Snow novels under the name Wade Smith. This is Rattlesnake. Beautiful dust jacket again. Some under his name, pen name Gary Marshall. The Outsider. I have 2 Gary Marshalls on my list. 2 Gary Marshalls on my list, as well as a Ranger Lee or 2 that I would like to read this year. So these aren't the ones, but these still are fantastic and sound interesting. That's Red Mesas. Right, here we go. Got some more. Let's dig them out. This is J.D. Stevens, Beta Valley. Luke Spring, The Fugsters. Another Luke Spring, Lawless City. So I'm looking down at the next one there. I'm just thinking, because I'm not sure if I've already got this in another. Excuse me, sorry. I'm not sure if I've already got this, but this is Smoke on the Trail. Clint Ogden. Not sure if that's a pen name. Most likely is, being a Robert Hale publication. Won't be surprised. Anyway, this is Chuck Mason, Gun Lightning. Lovely dust jacket there. And a Ross Harlan, which I've only ever seen his stuff in large print republications, so this is nice to have. Savage Sundown. Yeah. Brilliant. 4 more out of this box. What are we on? 18 minutes. It's not bad. Normally I take a lot longer than this. I was getting quite through. We're getting through quite a few books. This is. I hope they've all been clear. I haven't been checking. My fault. The Man from Wells Fargo by Warren Douglas. Oh, that's a pen name, I'm sure. I'm not going to have a guess on that, but you're going to go through the books, so I'm not going to stall on that. Land of Challenge by Tom Curry. I haven't read Tom Curry yet. He's quite I wouldn't say underrated, because a lot of these authors no one talks about, so, but he's one that pops up a lot, but he's also one that doesn't pop up a lot, so sort of thing, like kind of underrated, kind of not, but I can't really say underrated because I've not heard anyone talk about him, so. William S. Brady, Outlaws. I'm not sure if this is a Hawke novel or a McLean. Is McLean Hawke, or is he... Never mind me, just ignore me. I'm not sure, but it's one of his series, Outlaws. And then we got a Clay Allison. I think it's my only Clay Allison. I've come too far away from the thing now. Outlaw Trail. I don't think I have any more Clay Allison. Is there any more listed? No, there isn't. But I've got other books of his under different pen names, so.
Not that matters, but on to the next box. When I pause it. Right, you ready for some more? Right, we got a William McLeod Rain. Yeah, that's decent. Should be able to see that. He threw Long Shadow. It's hard to read backwards, isn't it? Yeah, he threw a long shadow. Does this have a synopsis? Somewhat. Not much, but yeah. It's getting busy on the table now. Got more Luke shorts, as I said. This is the Whip, which I already had in Collins, but I didn't have to dust jacket, so very much happy to have that. It's also a better quality book, which is brilliant, so very happy to have that. Got Ride the Man Down, which is a copy that came after the movie, as it says, the book of the film. It's not a film I've seen, so I'll have to get around to that, and I'll have to get around to reading the book. Yeah. Got High Familion. And here goes. These are all mostly ones I had before, just in better quality copies. Coroner's Creek is a book I started when I was moving house out of my mum and dad's, and I got halfway through and didn't finish. So that is on my list back there in that little book. Books I need to finish this year if I get around to it, but still need to finish that. Was enjoying it, just didn't see what happened for the second half of the book. Ambush. This is a different different cover to the other Collins I have of Ambush. This is a much nicer cover, got more colour. This Wary Range, not one I had of his, trying not to cover up the book. Beautiful artwork again, not one I know of his. Excuse me, getting gassy, sorry, excuse me, I'm awful video this is, isn't it? No wonder I don't upload much. And again, another one I had already, Vengeance Valley, but a nicer copy. So, is that, yeah, oh, getting too close there. One more box to go through, and then you could be rid of me for another 5 months or so until I upload again, hopefully next week, but you never know with me. So, right, this last box was my gold strike when I saw this online on eBay last year. I didn't buy it until this year, but kept an eye on it, and I made sure I picked them up because they're so bloody hard to come by. It's all one author, besides one, Colin editions, and these are Norman A. Fox novels, which I've previously shown you one, which was the Six Gun Syndicate. And yeah, these are mostly ones I didn't have before, novels I didn't have of his before, besides two. But these are, again, better copies, not non-book clubs or just better quality editions. Anyway, last of all. So we've got the Thundering Trail, which is the one I had before, but I had the Dodd, Mead and Company publication, which is the American publication, which is nice to have, but it's also nice to have the British publication and the Collins. Oh, Wright and Brown, sorry. This was a Wright and Brown. Beautiful copy. Yeah. We've also got Rope of the Wind by him. All these dust jackets are beautiful. Every book I've shown you has a beautiful dust jacket over than the ones that don't have dust jacket. Yeah. Rope the Wind. Also got Arizona Stranger. I think that's under a different title. Stranger from Arizona, I think it's called in America. So not much difference, but different title. Lovely artwork again. The Badlands Beyond. I don't think my book club edition had a summary of this book. Sorry, fished in. Didn't have a summary for this book in the book club edition. So when I've picked this up, I've read it, and I think this is going to be the first fox novel I ever read. This sounds brilliant. It's not on my list to read this year, but so is some other books that I'm really interested in, like Twilight is, and whatever else it was. Yeah, that's probably going to be the first fox novel I read. Maybe not, but in my head at the moment it is. Anyway, carrying on so we get this done. This is Night Passage. Beautiful copy again. Roughshod. And here you go, we've got a nice picture of Fox himself on the back. Which just remind me, Wolfpack Publishing, if you are interested in reading Norman A. Fox, and as we all know, those old mass market paperbacks are absolute crap to read nowadays. That's why I don't really particularly collect them as much. Because they fall apart. They're just old and fall apart. They're horrible to read because the text is too small. Wolfpack Publishing is got the rights to publish, I'm not sure how many of his novels, but they're republishing Norman A. Fox's novels, just like they've done with Gundy Sheriff's and some Nelson Nye books. So you will be able to pick these up in reprints very soon, which I don't think there is main Fox reprints. So yeah, look out for those. Wolfpack Publishing will be reprinting Norman A. Fox. So if you are interested and don't want to pick up those crappy, scruffy little mass market paperbacks. Last but not least, before we finish, the Rawhide years. I'm struggling now, I am. Been moaning through this whole video. How do you cope through all this? Yeah, this is the Rawhide years, as I'm looking at it to remember. Yeah, Norman Fox. Yeah. That's all I've got to say, yeah. Very happy to find all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Was it 7? Yeah, 7 of those Fox novels, even if they are doubles. They did also have another one that I had a copy of already, but I didn't pick it up. I might do because these were such good quality editions, so I'll probably pick that up eventually. Anyway, that has been what I picked up pretty much this year, maybe other than a couple of things that I got last year or bought last year. I hope you're all happy to see me again. I'm happy to probably just show these books to you, really. Don't see a lot of westerns shown on BookTube as much. It's getting better, but still not as much recognition as I'd like to see. Hopefully next week I'll get to you, or sometime in the future I'll get to you with my reading plans and the 5 books I've read so far since I've last uploaded. Anyways, I shouldn't apologise all the time, but I hope this video was alright to watch. Hope my quality of video making isn't fantastic. Hope everything was brilliant. Fine to see, shall I say. Hope I was very clear when speaking. If not, I'll try better next time. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry for rambling, and I'll see you on down the trail.